Alex had always been a bit of a worrier, but his anxiety reached a new level when he developed severe health anxiety. He was constantly worried about getting sick and would have panic attacks at the slightest sign of illness. He frequently made visits to the doctor's office, even when he was perfectly well. Sometimes, he would even go to an emergency room for a severe panic attack. Alex's anxiety began to take over his life. He stopped going out with friends and avoided social situations. He avoided going to work, finding excuses to not come in, and eventually lost his job. He became a recluse, spending most of his days in his apartment, worrying about his health. One day, Alex's best friend, Tom, came to visit him. Tom had been worried about Alex for a long time, and he could see that his friend was in a bad place. He knew that Alex needed to get out of the house and do something to take his mind off his health anxiety. Tom suggested that they go for a drive. Alex was scared at first, but he eventually agreed after much persuasion by Tom. As they drove through the countryside, Alex felt his anxiety start to dissipate. He realized that he had been so focused on his health that he had forgotten how much he loved the open road. He loved the feeling of the wind in his hair, the roar of the engine, and the beautiful countryside roads. From that day on, Alex and Tom went for a drive every week. Alex started to look forward to their trips, and he found that the more he focused on his love of cars, the less he worried about his health. He started to feel more relaxed and less anxious. As Alex's anxiety began to ease, he started to venture out of his apartment more. He was able to hold down a good job again. He also started to make new friends, and he even began to date again. He realized that he had been missing out on life, and he was determined to make the most of it. One day at a car show, Alex met a woman named Natalie. Natalie was a car enthusiast, and she loved to work on cars in her spare time. Alex and Natalie hit it off right away, and they started to spend a lot of time together. They would go to car shows and work on cars together. Natalie helped Alex to see that his health anxiety was holding him back and that he needed to seek help. Alex eventually went to a therapist who specialized in anxiety disorders. He learned techniques to manage his anxiety, and he was able to get control of his panic attacks. With the help of his therapist, Alex was able to overcome his health anxiety. He was able to return to work, and he eventually landed a job at a car dealership. He loved his job, and he was able to help other people find their dream cars. He had found his passion, and he was able to live a peaceful life. Years passed, and Alex was living the life he had always wanted. He had a great job, a loving partner, and a group of friends who supported him. He never forgot the lessons he learned about overcoming his anxiety, and he always remembered the importance of finding a passion that. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe for more, and click the notification bell to hear more stories.